Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. So today's topic, my 4-step content strategy to help you get your next paid client in 30 days. OMG. I'm just so excited to share this with you because I know this will change everything. Like, if you implement what I'm going to teach you today, I can honestly almost guarantee that you're going to get a client. But it takes consistency and commitment, right? So don't just consume what I'm going to teach you today. Go out there and implement it and come back to us with your amazing results. So like I said, feel free to ask any questions as you're dropping on, as you're listening to this. And yeah, I'm just so excited. And if you find any value at all from this training, feel free to invite your friends to join us. The more, the merrier. Let's spread the knowledge. Let's spread the value. Let's help even more people grow their businesses and be successful. Okay? This is my goal. The first step in the 4-step content strategy is your foundation. I don't want you to skip this step. Even if you think you're clear on it, there's always something to shift. Because as we evolve in our journey, our foundations will evolve with us. It's never set in stone, right? So even myself, I go back and look at my foundation and make sure that if there's any missing pieces in there, I add them, right? This is very, very, very important. So when I talk about foundation, the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, who do we help, right? That's the foundational thing we have to ask ourselves. Who do we help? What problem do we solve for them, right? So who, what problem do we solve? And here's the thing. The problem needs to be big enough. It needs to be a big enough problem that people will be like, yes, take my money. I need this. I need to fix this problem. So this also relates to urgency. How urgent is this problem that people want to get solved, right? The bigger the problem, the bigger the urgency of that problem, the more people will pay you and be ready to invest, right? So this is like the foundation 101. So the other thing is, what do you offer, right? Because I can guarantee you 99.9% of the time, the reason why we struggle in our businesses is because we're either not clear about who we help. We want to help everyone. We don't solve a big enough problem. There's not enough urgency. We're not clear on our offer. What are we offering, right? So that needs to be something that is irresistible and juicy. And people will listen to you and they'll be like, oh my gosh, where were you all my life? I need what you have to offer, right? And the last thing is the where. Where are you finding those clients, right? So where are you showing up? And this, I want you to consider 2 things with this. The first one, I want it to be where your ideal client is, obviously. Where do they hang out the most online? But also, where are you the most fired up, showing up? Like, what platforms excites you the most, right? Because yes, it needs to be somewhere where our ideal clients are already, but it also needs to be somewhere that you want to show up, like that excites you, right? Because if you hate Instagram, don't do it. I would rather you pick a platform that you love and that you're excited to show up on and then find your clients that way than try to force yourself to pick a platform that you hate. Okay? So is it a Facebook group? Is it Instagram? Is it like your Instagram profile? Like where are they and where are you committed to showing up? So the second step in your content strategy is your messaging, right? Your messaging will be huge because creating great content is about keeping the end goal in mind. So it means that you know exactly who wants to buy your offer, why they need it, your solution, your method, how has that worked for you or your clients, right? We want to show people that your method, your framework, your coaching, whatever it is that you're offering is life-changing, right? This is proof that this is life-changing. And then objections, right? We want to address all your ideal clients' objections right there and there in your content, right? We want to address it because when the time comes that you're going to get in the DMs or on a sales calls, depending on how you want to sell and what's your favorite strategy for selling, when you're going to get in front of them and have a conversation, they're already going to be, watching everything you do, watching all your content, reading all your stuff, where you're going to already be showing them proof that what you're doing works and addressing those objections right there and there, right? So we're already qualifying those people in our content. This is the power of good content. When this is done correctly, it's going to be so easy. It's going to be so easy to sign that client. Where in your messaging are you falling short? And what are you going to address moving forward or shift or do better moving forward? And this is something that I work on still. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm still working on this every single day. I'm always refining my messaging and finding ways to address objections or address, the importance of why they need this in a different angle. So now that you have your foundation and then your messaging is clear and you know exactly that you need to address why they need it, that you have your proof, your results, your testimonials, you're addressing objections, the next step would be to choose a content format. So there's so many different ways we can approach our content. But I believe there's 4 content types, formats that is really powerful. And when you rotate those content format, so when you change your formats and you're not always doing the same thing, you're actually diversifying and multiplying the way that you're reaching out to those people, right? Because not everyone consumes content the same way, right? Some people are more visual. Some people love to read. Some people, it really depends. Everyone learns and consumes differently. So my biggest piece of wisdom and advice here is to really rotate your content formats. So the first format that I want you to start thinking about is the storytelling, right? Stories are huge. Like, these are the types of content that people will consume day and night, whenever, because the brain, the way it's wired, it loves to read stories. So the reason why it's so powerful, it's because it creates this emotion with people. And it also shows them what's possible for them, right? Because you're taking your client through a journey, right? Here's my story. Here's where I was 2 years ago. Here's what happened, right? Between then and now. And here's where I'm at now in my life and what happened as a result, right? So you're showing that story, and that creates emotional connection. It creates inspiration, right? People are like, wow, like, she did that, I can do that too. The second format I also love is educational. So we give value, right? We give people quick wins. Like, here's 3 ways to lose 10 pounds, right? Step 1, step 2, step 3. These are very like strategy, like this is educational. Step 1, step 2, and that builds trust. It shows you're an expert. It shows you know what you're talking about. So the other format that I also love is belief shifting. So this one is similar to storytelling, but the difference is that we're directly assessing your ideal client's current belief. Like, we're diving deep right there. Like, for example, let's say your current belief right now is that you think you can do it all by yourself, right? Oh, I don't need anybody. I don't need to hire anybody. I can figure it out by myself. Like, that's the current belief. And then in your post, you're going to show them that you understand why they have that current belief, what happened when you actually, in your own life, when you actually shifted that belief to, no, like, I'm stepping in my power right here. Like, I'm taking control. I'm investing because I trust in myself. And here's what happened as a result, right? So we're already shifting our ideal client's perspective around their current beliefs. And that is another way of addressing those objections. For example, investing in a coach, right? So you see how powerful this is. They can still arrive at their destination, or even better, right? Achieving even better results if they shift that belief. So the other content format, this one is pretty simple. I'm pretty sure a lot of you already are doing this. Results, right? Results, testimonials, celebrate, brag about yourself, celebrate your clients, show your audience it's possible for them too, right? Like, these are my favorite types of content. I just love it. I just love to show what's possible when we say yes to ourselves. So if you're not using enough testimonial, I highly recommend you do it. And if you don't have like clients yet, it's okay. Look at your own life and your own results of what you've achieved. That is as important as any client testimonial, right? And we all start there. So the last content format I want to talk about, and this is a very, very, very important one, is lead magnet content. So what I mean by that is all the different types of content that has your ideal client raise their hand and say, yes, I want it. In other words, it could be a freebie, like freebies. It could be ebooks, PDFs, templates, videos, swipe files, checklists, blueprints, mini courses, podcast episodes, infographics, like anything that you create, that you share for free. It's called a lead magnet or a freebie, right? And the reason why this type of content is so important is because it's the way you're going to approach it and the way you're going to tell it, right? So let's say you create a new freebie. Let's say it's called 3 Steps to Lose 10 Pounds in 10 Days, for example, right? So you're going to go on your social platform that you choose, and you're going to say, I have a free training or freebie around 3 steps to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. Who wants it? Right? So that in and of itself creates an opportunity for people to be like, yes, I want it. Right? So all these people who like, who comments, who says something, right? They're going to say, me, I want it. Or I'm interested, more info, please. All of these people, here it is. They're your ideal clients. Right? They are your ideal clients. I know it sounds silly, but we forget. We forget it because we're so in our heads. Like, if you're anything like me, you're maybe probably in your head and you're overthinking everything and you're just pumping out content that we forget that the people who actually engages and likes and comment and share or whatever, they are saying, look, like, I'm your ideal client. I want it. Right? So that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot about who's watching. Also, some people might not say anything. They're still watching from afar. So even if there's no one liking or commenting or whatever, people are still watching. So it's important to show those people that we want to be of service. We want to be of value. We're creating all these freebies, all these trainings, all these free things because it's so important to us to help others, right? It shows that we care. And the more you do it, the more you're consistent, the more you show up and share those things, it's going to go up from there. But we have to be patient, right? But that's another whole training for a whole other day. Mindset is huge, right? Mindset is huge. But yeah, that's like the last content format. Let's talk about the fourth and final step, which is to engage and nurture and have those conversations, build those relationships, right? So let's recap, right? So the first one was the foundation. The second one was your messaging. The third one was your content format. So you know all of this already. You're clear on all these things. And when you start pumping out those content formats, those stories, those giving education, creating freebies, being consistent, you are going to be on top of the world. Because then your next step is to simply have conversations with the people who show their interests. I want you to go into those conversations with the mindset that you are potentially changing someone's life forever, right? This is the mindset we need to have. And when you get in that DM or get on that call or whatever your strategy is to connect with your people, show them that you care. Care about them. Help them right there in the DMs or right there on the call, right? Go deeper into those conversations. Hey, I saw you liked my post about mindset, right? How's your mindset doing? Like, where are your current beliefs, right? Just have a normal conversation. It all starts there. The day you plant the seed isn't the day you eat the fruit. Have those conversations and say, hey, I saw you liked or commented on my post about XYZ. Are you still interested in joining the free training? Or have you done this before? Or what do you think about XYZ, right? Acknowledge them and remind them about the freebie, or if it wasn't a freebie, remind them or thank them for commenting or liking a certain post, and ask for permission, right? Just be super straight here. Like, tell them I'm not here to sell anything. Like, I just want to have like a conversation. Like, is it okay? And that's what people really love, is that you have boundaries and you don't want to like go past their boundaries if they're not ready to have a conversation about something, right? Some people just don't want to be bothered, and that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't mean anything about you, right? Don't make things mean things about you, okay? I hope this makes sense. So imagine this. If you post one piece of content every single day for 30 days, and you get an average maybe 1 to 3 comments or reactions on your post per day, you'll be having conversations with around 90 people by the end of the month. And from these 90 conversations, there's at least one who's gonna be like, oh my gosh, where were you all my life? Or they're even gonna be like, oh my gosh, I've been watching you from afar all this time. I'm just so glad we're having this conversation. How can we work together even further? Like, where can we go? Like, what's the next step? Because some people right now in your audience, they're ready. And maybe they're waiting for a sign from the universe or something. And sometimes us taking that action forward and just starting a normal human conversation can lead to that. But we'll never know if we don't have those conversations, right? So I want you to keep an open mind and be so open to receiving in so many different ways that you'll be creating miracles. You'll be creating wonderful things because you're just open and you don't let things mean something about you, and you're just being of service. You just want to have conversations. You just want to create relationships and connections because that's what we're all here to do. So I truly do hope this was valuable. Are you going to implement a new content format? What are you going to shift? Are you going to start having more conversations? So if you do need further help, right, with your content and you want to dive even deeper, go deeper in your foundations, go deeper in your messaging, truly have that clarity. Clarity is so crucial. My content creator mini mind will be perfect for you. And I truly created this mini mastermind because this was the most recurring questions that I got was, how are you so consistent? Like, I see you everywhere. Your content is inspiring. It's that way. Like, and people are always asking me, like, how do I approach my content? How many times do I have to publish? What times do I have to publish? Like, all these questions will be covered inside that mini mastermind. We'll go over the how-tos, like if you need help with reels, like whatever it is you're working on right now, your content will skyrocket because we're going to talk about best practices, the different formats, your brand voice, how you express yourself online, your mindset behind all of it, how intentional are you with your content, how to remain organized, consistent, like every single thing you need to crush it online. Because that's my intention. My intention is truly for you to walk away with clarity, but also so fired up with so much energy and momentum with your online presence and creating that content that really reflects your own voice and who you are, and start attracting those ideal clients and start having all those conversations. It's honestly going to be amazing. Like, let me know, does this sound like what you need right now? Do you need that type of accountability, right? Accountability is huge. Like, every day, let's go, let's do it. Like, what are you working on, right? Because sometimes it's that little push. It's that little push that we need to, be consistent and kill our content game. So let me know if this is you, if this interests you, if you want to have more info. We start March 29th. And I'm just so excited. And I'll see you very, very soon. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.